It's probably pretty obvious from my channel, I have a pretty big love of X-Men minifigures, and KO Customs is easily the best designer in the market for those types of characters. On top of the X-Men, I really love Deadpool, and I've spent a lot of time reading different story arcs and series where he is in it, one of those being Agent X. We're going to be able to combine both those loves here with the KO X-Men minifigures, Deadpool and Agent X, and KO Customs older minifigure here being this version of Taskmaster from the comics, being the Udon Taskmaster. Very cool design, very cool packaging. Let's take a closer look at that first. When it comes to minifigures today, pretty much every single designer uses these hard plastic containers for their minifigures. But when it came to KO's older minifigures, they're in this more card case sort of clamshell with an actual, basically trading card with nice printing on it. On the packaging, it's glued with like sticky tack, just a plate and then a bracket to connect the minifigure. On the back, it's going to have another trading card sort of style design with the minifigure rendered. And of course the minifigure not going to be in a bag since it is connected to the card like that. I don't know if it would have originally come in a plastic bag of some sort to protect it. Very excited to take a look at this though, and let's go ahead and get it on the stand. And here is Taskmaster out of the box. And I am loving this minifigure. I think it is pretty forward for its time, where it has very good wraparound leg printing, arm printing, as well as custom molded accessories in a time where that wasn't always common. This shield part here is going to be based off of the one used on every Captain America ever, but features really cool orange printing, giving it that sort of energy effect. So that's cool to see. I think that is very fun and very good to add to this minifigure to just give that little bit of extra detailing and accuracy to the comics. Other than that custom part, you do get, I believe, a brick forge pistol here, which is a bit futuristic, a bit comic booky, you know. So I think that is a good fit as well. I'm going to take those off quick just to give a more clear look of the printing on the minifigure. On top of those accessories, also comes with the katana sort of sheath here that was made for the Prince of Persia Lego sets, used for Deadpool as well, to fit one sword in. You could throw in a second if you wanted to, but I feel like they probably only included one because the character only has one. And it's kind of cool how that works with the hood, where it is like a perfect fit, and you can see the neck bracket through the gap in the hood. So that's kind of cool. I guess I've never really put these two parts together like that. Works very well, and I'll take that off as well to see the back printing. And here it is, just stripped down, just the minifigure. I'm really enjoying the continuation of printing from the torso to the legs. I feel like that is a very smooth transition and something that LEGO themselves is definitely not able to do. Plus, arm printing, you know, it is just a little white patch. Same goes for the other arm, and that is something about this character design compared to the original Taskmasters, that there's a bit more of that armor plating, a bit more detailing, where the original really was just that skin-tight suit with some boots that are missing from the official LEGO minifigure. I'll just say it's crazy that LEGO's not made one, but the 3 different LEGO Taskmasters technically, with the Black Widow movie obviously, which wasn't the best representation of the character in the movies, but still happened. So it's good to get this other in the middle contemporary design for the character. Obviously they have gone back to the classic comic book suit for the most part in the comics, but for a while this was the version of Taskmaster that was used. And I do think it has a very cool design, especially looking at the mask there. That face print is great. Just get rid of the hood for now as well. And you can see just the white on black, where LEGO would definitely struggle with this. You know, there's a little bit of black peeking through, I think, but for the most part it is just solid white. The yellow on the eyes is also looking very cool. I think that is something that was kind of continued from the LEGO one, but if it works, don't fix it. So good to see some consistency there. I do think that this came out around the time that the original official LEGO version did. Looking at the torso, again, as well as the legs, it has that darker blue, which causes some issues for LEGO when they're printing white and other colors on that. I don't think that is an issue here. And it's just going to be the details it needs. That's what I always say about these KO custom minifigures. They go for exactly what is necessary, where it's going to have simple belt printing with nice lines, Printing on it isn't going to have any issues. It's going to be nice and clean. Small details like the zipper are perfect. And going down the like zipper line as well. Great. And then you get stuff layered like those different straps where there's no color bleeding between the different details. Even at the smaller scale, they're not going to have issues with that. And you get pretty tight print where Lego kind of isn't able to get next to the foot as much as this maybe, but they knocked it out of the park with the knee pad, I'm assuming, and then also just those like thigh armor pieces. Looking at the foot printing, there's nothing on the back of the legs other than the hip printing, but on the sides of the legs, that shoe looks great. Same with the front, and you can see that it's perfectly lined up in that corner there where the printing continues. So, expertise here, especially from one of their earlier designs. I think when I talked to them one time, they said that they found this design from somebody on Flickr, so it was a bit of a collab with like, hey, could we print your figure? Then they went ahead and made this, so that's how that sort of came to be. And it's a great design, great representation of the character, got all the details right, and it's just a very cool minifigure to have in the collection. I'm glad to have gotten this one. Let's go ahead to the comparisons and the final verdict. Like what the minifigure would look like with the official Taskmaster head, I think this is a cool look too. You know, I don't know if this happened in the comics, but definitely fits and can work. And let's switch the head out for the official as well. And I think this is kind of cool too. You know, maybe it doesn't work as well since it's the white on white, but it's interesting and definitely, I feel like this has happened in the comics where it has that sort of more modern style mask. I think that definitely works. And let's go to some other minifigure comparisons. This version of Taskmaster might kind of sit in a weird bubble from that era that it was made in, where it probably hasn't appeared in the comics anytime recently. So if you weren't reading comics in that early 2000s period, you wouldn't even know about them. But I am very glad to have this very specific version of the character to fit in with my Agent X minifigure as well as Deadpool. It's a very cool design, and it's just really interesting to see how good these KO Customs minifigures were right out of the gate several years ago. And the same goes for the Deathlock minifigure that I also reviewed. So those are cool to see. And it's great to see him kind of spread out a little bit from X-Men. You know, hasn't done it in a while. He also made an Ant-Man minifigure that I don't have, but fits in perfectly with all these other Marvel Knight style characters, with MRM's Moon Knight, as well as their Daredevil, S.J. Brick's Bullseye. So it's going to fit in very seamlessly with any comic book minifigures that you might have in your collection. And it's going to have great detailing, so it's not going to be dated in any way. Great accessories. Forgot to throw the gun back on, but the shield is awesome. Love the energy effect on there. That's a cool piece to get, and pairs very well if you got the bootleg Taskmaster shield as well. That's definitely one of the things that was missing from the original Taskmaster, was an actual shield to match that character. They went the lazy route on that version, unfortunately, but like I said, that bootleg part is perfect. And again, nothing but praise for this figure, just like all of other KO Customs minifigures. Dark blue is cool, and overall this is just an awesome design for the comic book character, and of course in Lego as well. If you can track one down and you're interested in this version of the character, easily I would recommend it to you. If you want to see more KO Customs Lego reviews or custom Marvel reviews overall, check out all the videos on my channel. I've been Brick Radiop, and I'll see you in the next video.